Hello everybody. I have to figure out some nice way of starting these videos. I usually just start talking and I don't know, maybe I need an intro jingle or something. I could yodel a bit or let me know. Today I will be painting with flowers. For these two paintings I use a dandelion on the right and grape hyacinth on the left. Those are just examples, so these are not the ones I will be trying to remake. This will be a complete different one. The colors I'm using are Opal yellow and Diamond Onat yellow by Rockwell, Canada. The mixture is something like this. The colors had dried a bit, so I had to re-wet them. I'm looking for some kind of milky consistency. The nice thing about these Rockwell colors is that they contain several pigments. The Onat Diamond Yellow has PB29, PY65, and the Opal Yellow, which is my all-time favorite, is PB29, P65, and PBR6. So I wet the paper. There was a bit of pigment left in the brush, it doesn't matter. The paper is Saunders Waterford. The size is, I don't know, it was a big arc to begin with, so I tore it into pieces, so I don't really know what that might be. Maybe 23 times 37 centimeters. And I take my dandelion and push it really hard into the paint, and I mix it around to get a good amount of paint on the dandelion. And apply it to the paper, and I really enjoy this part. I love how the pigments are spreading out. Dandelion in Swedish is Maskros, and in German it is Löwenzahn. You could let me know in the comments what dandelion is in your language if you are from another place in the world. And I add some more. You can already see how the pigments are separating a bit, how it gets lighter at the top. And if you don't have Rockwell colors, ideal for this kind of painting would be some granulating colors. Schminke Horadam has got the super granulating colors. They are really great too. Otherwise, you could actually mix your own or take a darker and a lighter color. And this is sepia. I already know that watercolor will dry lighter, so I want to have, even if it looks dark enough now, it won't when it has dried. A thumb rule would be, if it looks good when it's wet, it will be too light when it's dry. So I add some more dark spots. And I think I have decided that this will probably be some kind of forest scene with pine trees. And now I'm basically happy, and I will let this dry. And you see how much the colors have changed. I still use the same colors. And I also use, it's Azo Yellow Deep. Again, you don't need Azo Yellow Deep, just choose whatever yellow you have. Something that is on the warmer side. This will be my focal point. I know I've been talking before about that you shouldn't put your focal point in the middle of a painting. you should, for interest's sake, put it in a third at the left or the right. But I did not plan for this painting, it just turned out this way, so I will keep that point in the middle, but I will put something, maybe a bigger tree or so, at the right side, so it will be more well balanced. And I start by putting a distant tree line, just vertical lines, and then some yellow. This is just to show, to kind of show how the light would fall through the trees, through the forest. You would have some parts that are lighter, some are darker. Keep it interesting in changing a bit darker, a bit lighter. Don't just use the same color. And the top layer will be the lightest one, where the sun is still hitting. I think it's going to be some kind of sun, what's it called? The sun is going down. It's not dawn, dusk. Is it dusk? But dusk is a bit darker. Well, the sun is going down, so we still have a bit of the warm glow in the top of the trees. And again, where there is light, there is shadow. So some trees will be a bit darker than others. And this is not a real-time painting. I have edited out a few bits and pieces. So this is more just showing the overall process. Again, your painting will look a bit different than mine. And watching me paint every single tree, I didn't really think that was necessary. And a bit more light on the top. I'm basically just repeating the steps here. Lighter treetops and a bit darker further down. And these are all still background trees. Does not have to be super detailed. A little bit of sunshine will come through even lower down and maybe reflect on some of the trunks. And I basically continue to do this on the left side, adding little trunks, lighter on top, darker a bit further down. With the main light spot here in the middle, where the sun is basically coming through. Choose one spot in your painting where you want the focal point to be and focus on that and make that spot a bit lighter. Moving the brush quickly. No single branches, just kind of wiggling the brush. This is it's still the, oh maybe I didn't talk about the brush before, I'm sorry. It's a liner size 3-0. But I think it's really, really important to me that you understand that it is not the brush, it is not the single brush that will make a difference. This is a liner size 1, because now I'm going to make a tree that is further in the foreground. You can use whatever brush you want, basically. So you will not get a certain result just because you use a certain brush from a certain brand. I think I've said it before, I would prioritize in the order quality paint, quality paper, quality brush. For these kind of paintings, at least. This is a little fan brush, and I am using just the side of it. You can make really nice pine trees with that. Just lightly touching the paper. I have discussed this a bit with a friend of mine, and she says to her paper is really important, good quality paper. And I mean, I do agree. Everything is easier when you have good quality paper, which means 100% cotton. But for these kind of paintings, or let me put it like this, if you put layer upon layer upon layer, it's super important that you have good quality paper. But in these kind of paintings where you have a first layer and then you add details, the paper does not need to be as good as in different types of paintings. So for this kind of painting style, you can use basically whatever paper you want, unless it's not like printing paper, that's too thin. This is a brush, a round brush size 3 or 4, just to show you different ways of making these pine trees. And now I use a bit of sponge. This is a natural sponge, a tiny little piece. I saw this from another watercolor artist, and his name is I forgot to check it up before I made this voiceover. I think it's David Riley. I will put it in the description what the name of that watercolor artist is. And he makes a lot of nice pine trees with a tiny bit of sponge. Using the fan brush again. I was thinking to sit outside for the voiceover because it's super nice weather here. It's like 13 degrees Celsius, spring weather, sunny, and you can hear the birds chirping outside. But then I decided that, okay, I won't. I don't know how some of you might hate the sound of birds, I don't know, and suddenly a dog will come barking, and I decided that, I will be inside doing the voiceover. And now I'm even putting more light trees in this center part where the light is coming through. And now I add small glowing details into the trees that are on the foreground. I add detailed branches because everything in this painting so far has been very, like, just roughly, you know, the trees in the background, and I did not put much detail in the trees in the foreground. And adding these small details, it doesn't have to be a lot of them. It gives a sense of yeah, I don't know, insert word here. It just gives a different feeling when you have small details. And I mean, what would a painting be without the small V-shaped birds? Just some strokes here and there. Make it look like it's bushes, little trees. Sly. It is in Swedish. Sly. Some grasses in the foreground. And looky, it's my soft pastel. Yes. I do love to add details with soft pastel. I really like it. And I promise I will not overdo it this time. I'm taking one of my favorite ones. I think this color is the one I've used the most. I really love that warm glow it gives. And I mean, I could do it with gouache. I just enjoy doing it with soft pastel, so there's no need for running off and buying Sennelier soft pastels. In Swedish you say villhöva. It's a mixture between wanting and needing, and you put that together to a new verb. And when it comes to art materials, there are so many that I villhöva. It's basically like buying books. Adding even a bit more glow. I will not seal this painting. I've been asked that before, especially when I use soft pastel. Do I do something to seal the painting? This is, by the way, a lighter soft pastel color, still Sennelier. I do not. I have been reading that, and this is another soft pastel. It's just a pastel. Is it a soft pastel? Yes, it's soft pastel. This is Koh-i-Noor, Toison d'Or. It is harder than the Sennelier soft pastels, and they have a very nice edge. And with this sharp edge, I am making like grass straws, which I would not have been able to do with the Sennelier because they're too soft. And this is basically it. And yeah, again, to finish what I said before, I do not seal paintings because I heard a professional soft pastel artist say that she never ever sealed any of her paintings because she didn't like how it looked, because the sealing always affects the result. So this is it. I hope you liked it. This was not really a paint along, I think. Again, this is the one I made with a grape hyacinth, a bit soft pastel details. This is the one with the dandelion, and give it a try. This is really to inspire you to try different materials to start a painting. And yeah, I will see you soon again, I hope. Please ask questions in the comments. Tell me what dandelion is in your language. And bye-bye.